The hot young actors in 1985 were all known as the Brat Pack. And the masterpiece of the Brat Pack was something called St. Elmo's Fire. In the summer of 2024, they thought they were being Brat. They were like, oh my God, look at this shade of green. Oh my God, it's so Brat. Look, I'm such a Brat. You know what's a Brat? F***ing your best friend's wife on a coffin.
No!
Yeah, that's how we did Brat in 1985. Oh, no. Takes place in D.C. They all graduated from Georgetown. They're at a hospital. One of their friends has been in a car accident. And then we cut to the most 80s thing ever. The back of an ambulance. Rob Lowe is playing the saxophone.
What?
It doesn't get any more 80s than this. And he turns to the lady in the ambulance and goes, do you believe in unprotected sax?
Wow!
We found out he wrecked Mayor's car. Wendy, that's the Mayor Winningham character. He gets arrested for drunk driving, but they bail him out. Then we show up. Everybody meets at St. Elmo's Bar. McCarthy, he's the cynical one. He's very witty. He wants to be a writer. Judd Nelson's dating Ali Sheedy, and he's into his political career. We find out that Rob Lowe has a wife and a kid, and he's getting in car accidents and hanging out with his buddies. And they might just live on a park bench. I don't know. He's not supporting them. This is a new Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
This is a new Lowe. This is a new Lowe. So then they go to the ladies' room, and Demi Moore is like to Mayor Winningham. She's like, you got to stop hanging out with Billy. He's just using you. He just wrecked your car. He's a problem. And she's like, I know, but I love him. I'm addicted to Billy. I can't be choosy on account of my fat thighs. She says, why do you have such low self-esteem? Why do you let men treat you like this? And she says, well, I'm fat. And she says, you're not fat. And she's like, my thighs are fat. And Demi Moore's like, well, I mean, you got me there. Yeah. Oh, and then when Emilio Estevez, he's dressed like a TGI Fridays waiter. I guess he works at St. Elmo's.
Oh, okay.
He sees at the hospital, in the emergency room, Andy McDowell. They were in college together for a year. She's like, oh, yeah. Hey, how you been? Anyway, I got to go. And she goes and she grabs a child and the doors open and the light. And he's thinking like, this is the most beautiful, heroic woman. He's in love. A love that will obsess him for the rest of the film in unhealthy ways.
Oh, Emilio!
The rest of this movie, Emilio Estevez is being a real Charlie Sheen. Demi Moore, she sits Andrew McCarthy down and she's like, you never made a pass at me. You were the one guy in college who didn't try to and successfully sleep with me.
This is a confrontation she's having?
Yeah.
This is a crazy confrontation for two
I was
friends
so
to
full
have.
of cum, they called me the substance. And then she goes, I know what your problem is. You're gay. She says, you're gay. He says, and you're in love with Alec because you're over there all the time. And she's like, don't worry, I'm going to introduce you to my decorator, Ron.
I mean, is he gay?
It seems like he's gay at this point.
Okay.
She's like, you're always using words like whom. And then she knocks on the door. She's like, I've got a friend across the way. And this guy comes out and he's holding like a drink with an umbrella in it. And he's like, well, yeah. Oh, does someone need a gay guy in the hallway? Like, they had to have a drink to show how gay he is. He's like, yes, you rang. Does someone need me to have gay sex with someone I just met? And he's like, no, thank you. And he runs out. And then, so now Andrew's hanging out at Allie and Alec's place, Judd Nelson and Ali Sheedy's place. They're talking about love, and he's like, yeah, love sucks. And she's like, yeah, you say that all the time. I get it. It's kind of your thing. You're the love sucks guy. Judd Nelson comes home with a red nightie. He's like, hey, honey, I bought you this sexy nightgown. Earlier, he was like, do you want to get married? And she's like, no. And he's like, can I come inside of you? And she's like, no. And he's like, would you wear like a red nightgown? I mean... Right. So he buys her the nightgown. She's like, I'm going to go try it on. And she leaves. And Judd Nelson's like, I fucked the lady that sold me the nightgown. I'm fucking everybody.
Well, but Judd's the one who's worried about his political career?
Judd's the Republican.
But he's having affairs left and right?
We just found that out.
This is the worst way to get into politics.
Later we would have a president. Who that was his whole thing. So I don't know. I think Judd Nelson's just inventing being Bill Clinton. He was ahead of his time.
All right.
So then he's like, I can't stop fucking everyone. I fucked everyone at the mall. I got fucked blue at the Orange Julius. And blown orange at the Showbiz Pizza. The entire Rock-afire explosion had their way with me. And then Andrew McCarthy finds a hooker and he's like, do you think I'm gay? And she's like, baby, you gay. And then Demi Moore, she's having all kinds of coke adventures. And she calls up Ali Sheedy and Judd Nelson and she's like, I'm in a hotel room with a bunch of Arabs and I think they're going to try to gangbang me.
What?
She said, I thought I heard the Arab word for gangbang.
Oh my God! Does she know that?
Yeah, I guess she just knows the word for gangbang in every language. I know hello and gangbang.
Hello, gangbang.
Hello, gangbang. Then Judd Nelson shows up, and they're just dudes. They're fine.
Yeah.
Now, at this point, this is the part of the movie where Emilio Estevez is just stalking Andie MacDowell. He's, like, waiting in the rain for her to, like, leave her apartment. He's following her on a bike. She goes to a party. He's peeping in the windows. And then he just comes in soaked in rain, and people in the party are like, who is this guy? And then she's like, oh, hey, Kirby. That's his name. How you doing? And he looks crazy. They cut to him, and he's like, I'm obsessed. Thank you very much. So Allie has just been broken up with. So Andrew brings Allie Sheedy back to his place. And she's like, oh, you have a coffin? So he's like, yeah, I thought girls would think it was cool.
Okay.
It's like a coffee table. And then she finds a tin with a bunch of photographs of her in it.
Get out of here.
Yeah. The stalker competition is now on all fronts.
Oh.
And he's like, oh, well, we'll talk about that later.
Oh, okay.
And you would think run at that point. And then, so now they're drinking. She's crying about it. You know, she just broke up with her boyfriend, Allie Sheedy. And then this is when Andrew McCarthy says, I'm not gay. I can't stop thinking about you.
Wow.
I'm gay for your tits. I'm gay for you, Allie Sheedy.
Okay.
And then they just start having sex. So then he knocks the stuff off the coffin. They have sex on the coffin. So she has sex with this gay guy in the coffin. They have anal sex on the coffin.
What? No.
He gives her the old Count Chocula. Then we cut to them fucking in the shower. She felt so bad about the sex on the coffin. She took a shower, and then he just started fucking her in the shower. Oh, no. And then the shower, like, breaks. They're having sex all over his apartment. He gives her the Count Chocula on the coffin. He's the fruit brute. Now, Billy's talking to Wendy. Now, Billy's like, yeah, you know, I realize that I'm not Alec. I'm not a Republican, so I'm just going to leave my wife and kid to pursue being a professional saxophone player in New York City. It comes out that Mayor is a virgin. And then he goes, anyway, I'm leaving town. Could you give me your virginity as a going away present? He says, can I get a going away present? And she's like, okay, fine. And then they have sex.
Oh my gosh.
As a going away present. She fucks Rob Lowe.
Wild.
That's all he wanted. And then they're putting him on a bus. The gang's putting Rob Lowe on a bus with his fucking saxophone. And that was the legend of Bill Hicks. His name is Bill Hicks in this movie.
Get out of
His name is Billy Hicks with two X's.
Oh my God.
And he gets on the bus. I mean, really, this movie is the TV show Friends, just if everyone was a douchebag on coke. Mm-hmm. It's like you gave away your virginity to a saxophone playing drug addict who abandoned his family. He won't be there for you. He's never coming back. This happened because of your thighs. Why are your thighs so fat? You brought this on yourself. So they put Billy on the bus. And Allie Sheedy tells the two guys she just wants to be friends.
Okay.
So she breaks up with everybody.
Wow.
And then they go back to St. Elmo's, all of them. And they look in and they're like, should we go in? St. Elmo's represents their 20s. And they have to move on. They go, St. Elmo's? Again? Tonight? And then they're like, I gotta get up early. Maybe we better make it Houlihan's. And they go, are you thinking brunch at Houlihan's? And they go, I think now we're Houlihan's people. I think this whole depressing 2-hour movie was just a really long commercial for the brunch at Houlihan's.
Okay.
Did you get Count Choculated by Andrew McCarthy while in a vulnerable emotional state? Come on down to Houlihan's. Do you not deserve love because your thighs are so big? Fat girls eat free at Houlihan's. Come on down for brunch. Are you being stalked by Emilio Estevez? Come on down to Houlihan's, where during brunch, women in danger get free sunglasses. Houlihan's. It represents your 30s. Does everyone in your apartment building think you're gay just because you like blender drinks? You're going to want to come down to brunch time at Houlihan's, where anything with an umbrella in it is half price if you keep your pinky out, Mary. Did you actually have unprotected sex with Rob Lowe? Come on down to Houlihan's, where at brunch we do STD screenings and bottomless mimosa and free margaritas. Are you trying to meet like-minded Arabs for a hotel room gangbang scenario? Free hummus. Every brunch time at Houlihan's. Come on down and plan your gangbang at Houlihan's. The past was doing its best.
That's the theme song.
Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. They were doing their best.